Y'all know what I always say about, you can't negotiate genuine desire. Well, that actually also applies when it comes to this fitness journey because a lot of you guys just don't want it bad enough. A lot of you guys are okay with being average. You say one thing, you do another, bro. That's like female behavior. Like when a chick is like, oh my God, I don't go out a lot. I'm low key and I'm just looking for a man, a God fearing man. Then you look at her story, she's shaking ass, listening to Cardi B, and she's out every weekend. All right. You say one thing, you do another. That's how a lot of you dudes are, man. And obviously, I'm not gonna respect that shit. A lot of dudes are like, hey man, like I really want to get lean. I want to eat healthy, man. I'm ready to start. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for that. And it comes down to it, and it's like, all right, go ahead and grocery shop, get this, get that. They're not willing to do that shit, right? Because they're comfortable with being average. They're comfortable with where they are, and they don't want it bad enough. That's what it comes down to. There's no magic sauce. There's no magic pill. You can't get a genuine desire pill from Amazon. You're not getting a genuine desire pill from Walmart. It's just not happening, right? You just don't want it bad enough. You're comfortable with where you are. You're so used to seeing, your big ass stomach. You're so used to looking down and not seeing your dick. You're just so used to these things. You're so used to watching the Cowboys lose on the weekend while you're drinking your beer. You're so used to these things that you don't want to change, right? Because in reality, changing your physique, changing your body, starts with changing your mind. But when you change your mind, you change your identity, right? You got to be a different person. You got to do different things. And a lot of you guys just don't want to do that shit. So it's cool to say, hey, man, I want to get lean. Oh, I'm so excited. January 1st. Da, da, da. But you're not serious about it. And time is going to show that, all right? Time always shows that. Because if you got 6 months to lock in and do what you need to do and you're just flip-flopping, it's because you don't want it bad enough, right? Because in reality, why would, like, for example, when I'm on my journey, that's why every time I make a transformation, whether it was gaining muscle or losing fat, every time I make a transformation, people think it's either steroids, Photoshop, or AI, or just fake. Because when I make a decision to make a transformation, I'm not fucking playing like you guys are. You guys are fucking playing. That shit is annoying as hell. You guys are like, oh yeah, I'm so ready, man. I'm gonna put the cookies down. And then you're eating a cookie on Saturday. What the fuck are you doing? You're not serious about that shit. And you can't negotiate that genuine desire shit. I'm serious about that shit when I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get lean. I get lean, and then people are like, oh, steroids, you can't get that lean in 5 months. Yes, you can if you actually do what you need to do. No one ever commits for even 5 weeks, so they can't imagine committing for 5 months. So it's not really the results that surprise them. It's the fact that, what the fuck? Why did he actually lock in for 5 months? Because I was serious about that shit, all right? Because in reality, it's going to take longer for your mindset to catch up and to change, you know what I'm saying? So it might be hard for you to execute goals in 5 months. But in reality, if you execute what you need to on a daily basis for 5 months and you want it bad enough, you wake up every morning, you're like, yo, I want this shit, man. I don't feel like going to the gym, but I know what happens if I, don't go to the gym. I know what happens if I keep eating unhealthy. I know how I'm going to feel. I know how disappointed I'm going to be in myself, right? So you execute every day. You execute day in and day out, you're getting crazy results. To be real, let's just keep it a buck. Anyone who works out knows this shit. If you're 30% or 20% body fat, if you lock in for 6 weeks, you're gonna start seeing a lot of progress. It's gonna be an insane amount of progress. But people do not lock in for 6 weeks. They just don't do that. That's a short ass period of time. So just imagine if you lock in for 6 weeks, you're gonna see a little bit of results. By the time you get to 6 months, you're seeing an insane amount of results every time. And people just aren't doing that shit. People are not locking in. People don't want it bad enough. All right, like. Because they're like, yeah, I want it. And then as soon as their friends are like, hey, yo, let's go out. They're like, fine, I'll go out. Let's drink some liquor. I'll get some Henny. Like, you're not serious about that shit. Or you'll be like, damn, I've been doing good. I need to celebrate with food. Dumbest fucking mindset ever. How are you trying to lean out and you're celebrating with food? That's like if someone came to the detox when I'm working, right? And they're like, yeah, man, I'm getting off alcohol, man. It's been 7 days. And I'm like, hey, man, let's celebrate with some shots. Dumb as hell. You are literally trying to get rid of this thing that is literally stopping you from reaching your goals. And in order to celebrate you having success, you're going to use food to celebrate. It doesn't make any sense. And by the way, you can't keep celebrating, you can celebrate small wins, but you can't keep having like big events for, what's expected, because what's expected isn't going to be celebrated. Like for me, if I get lean and if I drop like 4% body fat in 4 weeks because I'm locked in, I'm not going to be like, oh shit, I did it. No, it's expected because I did the work and that was my goal. Cool. When a client of mine loses some inches off the waist, they might celebrate it, but I'm like, yeah, that's what's expected, because that's what happens when you put the work in, because the work always works. I've never seen the work not work. The only thing that makes the work not work is your mindset, right? The only thing that makes the work not work is you going against yourself. A lot of you guys go against yourself. You guys will tell yourself some lies like, nah, man, I don't need to track calories, man. I'm above that. No, you're not. I'm not even above tracking calories. David Goggins not above tracking calories. All bodybuilders who are shredded, C-Bum is not above tracking calories. So you're fucking not above tracking calories. Like a lot of you guys always say that shit. You're like, oh, I don't need to track calories. I know what I'm doing. I'm guesstimating. If you want to maintain, go ahead and guesstimate. If you're trying to actively lose, do not guesstimate. It's just never going to work. Because if you feel a little bit hungry, guess what you're going to do? You're going to add some more rice. You're going to add some more sweet potato. You're going to add some more calories. Now, I'm not saying it's unhealthy because they're healthy foods, but if you're actively trying to lose and you're going by how you feel, you're never going to reach your goals. Just imagine if you did everything by how you feel. You'll never reach any goal in your life. I don't feel like going to class. You're not getting your bachelor's. I don't feel like going to work. You're fired. Simple shit, man. It's simple. Just listen, just imagine, you're a linebacker on the 49ers and, you don't feel like going in. So you just leave. You just leave the field. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to lose your starting spot. You're going to get blacklisted from the NFL, right? I think his name was Devondre, some Hellcat name, bro. Devondre Campbell or some shit. That was his name. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, yeah. So that's what's going to happen to you, man. That's what's going to happen to you. If you just don't take that shit seriously, like your results. Here's the thing. Like I said, you guys don't want that shit bad enough. My problem with people who don't get results is they always want results. They always say they want results is what I mean. And then they blame shit except themselves. The only reason you're not getting to results is you. There's no other fucking reason. You don't want that shit bad enough, so you don't do what you need to do. And you get mad that you're not getting the results. And results are just like, yo, like, give me, like, you need to put in the formula. That's all results are thinking. It's just like baking a cake. If you're baking a cake, you don't have any baking powder, baking soda, you don't have cake mix, you don't have sugar, you don't have an oven. How the fuck are you going to bake the cake? And you're like, why can't I bake a cake? Why can't I bake a cake? Because you don't have anything that you need and you're not putting in the work that you need to put. Like, it's just simple shit like that. Like, a lot of you guys are like, why am I not getting lean? You didn't even grocery shop. You don't even have an active gym membership. It's inactive. And you don't have a workout plan. And you definitely don't have a grocery list. So in your house right now, you have Cheetos, you have cookies and shit like that, but you keep saying, man, like, why am I not getting my goals? Why am I not getting my goals? Bro, if I can just eat more protein. There's no protein in your house. If I went to your house, right, and I'm trying to eat healthy, I'm going to have to literally starve and DoorDash Outback steak or some shit. Because there's no protein in your house. There's no protein powder. There is protein powder, but it's expired. Go look at your protein powder right now in your cupboard. That shit's probably expired because you don't use it. So, like, you guys are not doing what you need to do. You need to look inward. You guys are always looking at other shit like, yeah, maybe it's keto. I need the perfect macro ratio. No, the fuck you don't. You just need to put the work in and day out. You guys are not doing the work, bro. And you have the audacity to be like, man, like, why am I not getting results? You don't want it bad enough. And I'm not saying that you have to be David Goggins. I'm not saying go to the gym 7 days a week. That's my problem. This is my problem. I'm literally talking about the bare minimum. Like, track your calories. If you don't track your calories, you don't know how much you're eating. You already failed. That is literally the bare minimum. You're not working hard if you're tracking calories. You're doing the bare minimum. Like, people are like, man, I gotta track calories. That is literally the bare minimum. That's like, you're trying to get a bachelor's and you're like, damn, I gotta do homework and I gotta do tests. Duh. Everyone else is doing it. Everyone who's ever gotten a bachelor's is doing it. Every time someone loses fat or loses weight, they know what calories they're eating. It's that simple. And you guys are like, man, I'm not tracking calories. That's too much. That's too much. Well, that's why you're fat as hell. Like, what do you expect? So you're not willing to do something that'll take you to your goals. And the thing is, I'll be thinking, I'm like, so the reason you're out of shape, the reason you're fat as hell is just because you don't want to track calories? Seriously? The reason when you go to your doctor, they're like, hey, man, it's time for you to get on that metformin. Your A1C is way too high. The reason is because you won't do something as simple as tracking calories. It's fucking asinine to me, bro. It's literally asinine. And you're not moving. You're not walking. Like, that's the reason that you have to get on metformin, you have high cholesterol medication, you have high blood pressure medication, just because you won't do the bare minimum. And you're the same person being like, man, all these people got African black genetics. Y'all niggas is goofy, bro. That's goofy. You just don't want it bad enough. It's embarrassing, bro. But yeah, here's the thing. If you want to reach your goals, right, it's cute to talk. I don't give a fuck what people say. Because people be talking, they be like, oh, I want to reach my goals, I want to reach my goals. And I watch what they do, I'm like, no, the fuck you don't. Bro, on your story, you're eating ice cream. You're trying different restaurants every day, right? You're not going to the gym, and I'm literally watching. I'm literally watching your stomach get bigger. I'm literally watching it. Like, you're not doing anything you need to do. You're not tracking calories. You're just not doing what you need to do. It's really not that deep. It's not. It's like you want to get paid for 40 hours, but you clocked in for 10, and you're getting mad at the boss for not paying you for 40. This is not the NBA. This is not load management.